Yes.
Okay. Now let's start it. Hi, everyone. This is Jackie. Today I'm going to introduce some fundamental information and knowledge about E2AP in the deal side. So here's my outline. There are three sections in my part. First, I will introduce the audio source code. How can we get it and figure out their programming style. And second part is I will introduce deal app, which measures the E2 interface. Third part, I will give you an example about E2 procedure. Today I will introduce E2 setup procedure in the deal side of the source code, and how does it decide and what the flowchart is. Okay, so now let's move on. At the beginning, we need to get a audio source code, and ORAN programming is developed by OSC, which stands for ORAN Software Community. Every module such as rig, audio, or SNO are in charge of different projects. Most of the projects belongs to different companies. They upload their maybe like stable version and the update version on Grid. So we can clone the source code from Grid, or you can Google the Oren Grid. You can get a source code. After that, we can download the source code, enter to the L2 folder, SRC folder, and then the source code can be found. There are 12 folder in it. According to the features, we can divide it into 4 groups. So here are simulator, submodule function, external interface, and others. This is not an official classification. This is just an easy way to explain these features. First one is simulator. Simulators are able to simulate other modules like CU, rig, or file. As I mentioned, different modules are responsible by different projects. Before the integration, it can test the communication with other module like CU rig, rather than waiting for other projects finish their develop. And the next one is submodule function. There are functions about this submodule like including make, IOC, and scheduler, or you can say make scheduler. They process and transmit the user data or control signal. Next part is external interface. The function in the external interface, they handle transmit or receive the messages from other module. So it is most related functions in today's topic. And other book it stores the function like for example, CN means common function, which are used by other group, and NT means multi-thread and code encoder functions. So next, I will talk about the entities communication. This is an important information for tracing code. There are 3 ways to communicate between submodules. Some way is not common. First is direct API call. It's the general way we usually see. As you can see at the below side for this part of the source code, this is directly API call. You can see there are caller and parameters. Next way is serialization. Both of the LLC and the LWLC call the function in pointer. The difference between them are whether data is packed in the pointer. If so, you call LC, and if not, you call LWLC. So next part, I will introduce the Deal app. Deal app configures and manages all the operation of Deal and the interface with external entities, for example, OCU and RIC. As Jojo refers to, there are some interface connected to audio high, like communication with OM over O1 and with CU via F1 AP, and with audio low over FP, and with near RT-RIC via E2 AP. So moreover, there are three sub modules in the audio app: message router, SCTP manager, and ASN1 codec. So let me introduce this submodule briefly. About the message router, when the DU receives the message from other module, such as RIC or CU, the message router will handle and identify what kind of the message is. After that, it will send the message to where it should go. So here's the section of the DU activity text in the source code in this function. And as you can see at the left-hand side, this message are related to SCTP, and it will forward to SCTP handler. And at the right-hand side, as we can see, this event or this message are related to make, so it will forward to make message handler as well. And next part is SCTP manager. First, I will SCTP stands for String Control Transmission Protocol. It is a protocol working at the transport layer in the layer 3. It is same as TCP and UDP. It combines the advantage of UDP and TCP that are message orient and reliable. So message orient means data will transmit in message rather than bytes. So it is more effectivity and more reliable. And in ORAN, F1 and the E2 interface are built on SCTP. So SCTP managers will manage all operation which is related to SCTP in audio high. It handles the message in it handle the message of F1 and the E2 interface. So, and the final part of the DU app is SN codec. According to different hardware, OS or ISA between different server, they may have a different definition of data types. For example, server 2 want to call a function from server 1. They may happen the error because of different definition of data type. So to deal with this problem, ASN codec ASN1 encoder and decoder can solve it. It stands for abstract syntax notation 1. It can transform the data into other server accessible, so that they can this server can work together after that. So next part, I will introduce E2AB procedure in the audio high. And in the source code, E2AP procedure are divided into two modules: RIC functional procedure and global procedure. The difference is functional procedure is used to transmit the application messages, but the global procedure only carry the basic features like setup, reset, error, and so on. So today I will give you an example about E2 setup procedure. The purpose of E2 setup procedure is establish the signaling connection between E2 node and the NRT rig. This procedure will erase any existing configuration and replace by a new one. That means it's look like this procedure also reset the E2 interface like a reset procedure would do. So it's a comprehension with spec and the programming. As you can see at the left hand side is the flowchart in the spec. It defines the basic procedures, which are E2 setup request and E2 setup response. Also, they in the spec they define the data type, content, protocols, and but in the other side in the programming of the E2 setup, each procedure is consists of more than one function. Moreover, there are details of implementation and programming information. So here are two tables showing the function. It is show the function and its functionality of request and response in DU. Every function on its main character, like maybe handler, encoder, decoder, or filling data, send data. So today we only focus on the some important functions I consider. They are already in the reference. So this part is the request. We need to know main purpose is to build and send E2 setup request. So sorry. So every function in the request are related to len, and in this step, DU will build and in this step, build and send E2 setup request. You will send the in the request, the final target is to send the E2 setup request to rig. So after allocate the memory to store E2 AP message and starts to fill the parameter which spec already defined. This table shows the element of E2 setup request. There are also the element in every group like message type. And you also have there are additional defined definition in the step in every group. So it's too detailed. So that I will skip it today. After filling the data, and after the ASM encoder, then you will send the E2 message over as CTP. And second part is response. It process E2 setup response sent by rig. After decoding the message from AS1, the following step in here, duplicate the allocation memory and store the parameter in the memory. In the database, store the parameter in the database in the DU. Then finally free the response memory of E2 message response. So today I only focus on the basic knowledge for E2 APO DU. So if you are interested in, you want to know more detail, to know every procedure work, maybe you can, the better way is to read the spec and trace the source code by yourself. And here's the reference, the source code and the spec. This information stores in the E2AP W3 spec. So that's all. Any questions?
You?
Hello. Hello, it's
Hi.
me. I have questions. I have two
Okay.
questions. The first one is, why do app is located in external interface? I think it's in the beginning. Yes, Liz.
Because the because they handles the message from external from other modules. So in the DU app, there are E2AP, F1AP, and some router manager in this folder. So I choose external interface to print it. It's just my opinion, not official.
But I think the app is the center of the audio high, right?
Yes.
So you mean it's only part of the DU app in the external interface, right?
Mm,
Let me give a quick comment. The function provided by DU app, I guess, is quite similar to the rig platform. It handles all the interface. So in DU, in ODU, the major function, they don't have SF. The major function is the protocol stack of Mac and the IOC. So if you treat DU app as a rig platform, I guess you can understand the meaning. So the DU app is the platform to the upper layer. Then the Intel FAPI is the interface for the lower layer. But I guess O1 would be part of DU app, right?
Not really, because O1 is programming in C++, so it's separate.
So how about the others? Is programming in C?
In C, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Only O1 in programming in C++.
Okay, because O1 is developed by another company.
But I think you have a figure to show the app has O1, right? Maybe previous.
Where?
Maybe
Do it.
previous. Go back.
I guess
This one.
in the beginning.
The DU app has the O1. So
After handle the message from a message of there's a handler in the O1 folder. After you handle it, it will still transmit into the DU app, and after that it run in the C.
But I think the question is whether O1 is claimed as part of a DU app. But according to this video, it's part of a DU app, no matter it's written in C or C++. I mean, the concept for DU app, I guess they have some definition. You can check it. Yeah.
Okay, because this figure only show the entities communication. This is a old figure, so I think I need to look up whether O1 running. Yeah.
Yeah, you can refer to the working group 8 document. In working group 8 document, they don't define DUF, but they define a certain function. You can check it later. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have another question about the E2 setup. You mentioned E2 setup would erase the configuration, but may I know what kind of configuration in ODU or in RIG?
Erase existing.
Actually, you need to come back to your slide.
Huh? I missed it.
Yeah.
Now it's work or not?
Yes.
Yes,
It
correct.
works now.
Okay.
So it's erase the configuration in DU side or in RIG side?
In the DU side.
In DU side, okay.
So do they implement what are the procedure already be implemented in ODU now? You switch again, yeah. Which of them are available now?
Sorry, I need to. Sorry, I
Not here. Okay.
Yeah, not here. I can see in another HackMD, but I can't find
Okay.
currently.
You can share it to me later. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we finish? Do we have another presentation or not?
There are less present by Dennis.
Dennis, okay.
Okay, so I stop the sharing.